Hi FlossTube, this is Robin. Welcome back to my channel, Lady Robins, both here and on Instagram. So you can find me both places if you're interested. It is Tuesday, it is the 15th of September, and I am happy that you're here joining me for yet another FlossTube episode. Welcome! I know I have picked up a couple of new subscribers, so I am happy to have you here. Thank you for subscribing and checking out my channel and seeing what I'm up to. And for my returning subscribers, thank you also for coming back. I am happy that you're all here. Okay, before we get going, we're just going to talk about the hair for half a second. I went and got my hair cut this morning, and I was talking to my hairdresser about Curly Girl, which I keep hearing about on Instagram and on FlossTube, and I was talking to her about that and wondered if she knew anything about it. She said she's only heard about it once, but we talked about it and we decided to try drying my hair, scrunching it, because I do have quite a few waves, but my hair is super thick, so I can't run around letting my hair dry naturally. My hair would still be wet at 7 p.m. So she scrunched it and infused it and all that stuff, and so this is what I ended up with, and I'm amazed at how much curl she was able to get. Anyway, so there you go. I tried something new this morning, and this is what it is. Let me know what you think. I don't know if I like it or not, to tell you the truth, but it was pretty easy to do. It was just with the hairdryer. It wasn't all this crazy plopping and stuff, so it might be something I can recreate here. All right, enough about hair. Let's start off with, of course, our fabulous mug of the day. I have a vanilla latte in this Starbucks You Are Here mug. Any ideas where we're at? That crab should give you a huge clue. Maryland. Yep, we're in Maryland today. I love Maryland. That's a great place. I used to have a girlfriend that lived outside of Maryland, and when we'd go get those steamed crab where they dump it on the table covered in the parchment paper, and you would just sit there with your hammers and you'd eat those crabs like nobody's business. So I think of my trips to Maryland and eating yummy crabs when I use this mug. It has been just a little life update in case you're curious. It has been a crazy week around here. We have been just covered like crazy with smoke from the wildfires that are surrounding us. So I live south of Seattle, and you've probably seen it in the news. Seattle and San Francisco and Los Angeles all have some of the worst air that you can imagine right now. And yeah, we've been dealing with that. I will insert a few pictures of what it's looked like around my house. It's not as dramatic as others, but if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen these before. But right here, a few pictures of smoky air. All right, there you go. We have not been too terribly affected, in terms of having to evacuate, but my oldest niece lives in Molalla, Oregon, and they were told, go, you can't be here. They got the level 3 evacuation both on Tuesday and also on Thursday. On Thursday, she decided she'd had enough. They couldn't find any place to stay. She and her husband and their 5 cats. So they came up here and they stayed with my sister and brother-in-law. She hasn't been able to go to work for over a week because of the wildfires and the smoke. So my heart goes out to all of you that are dealing with that, having to evacuate and then go. She got the notice yesterday that they dropped down to level 2, so they went back to their house to see how things are looking. And as far as I know, they're still at level 2 and they're okay for the moment. And anyway, so for all of you that are dealing with that, I just keep you all in my thoughts and my prayers. I hope you're doing great. Even though it's very stressful, she was completely stressed out thinking they were going to lose the house. That didn't happen. So we are thankful that she and her husband and all those crazy cats have a place to be. All right. Enough of that. You're here for cross stitch, aren't you? Yeah, let's talk about some cross stitch. Grab a beverage. I have my yummy vanilla latte in my Maryland mug. So let's get at it. Let's talk about the cross stitching. All right. I had big plans last week. I think I told you I was going to work on 5 things. It didn't happen. Between the smoke and my niece being up here and I attended FriendStitch on Saturday. I'll talk about that a little bit later. I did not work on everything I thought I was going to get to. I worked on things that I didn't even know I was going to work on. So that was okay. Plans change, right? You make plans, and if things happen, you go with it. You got to roll with it. I rolled with it. Okay, so I had frogging to do last week. And the first thing that I frogged was my Year of Blackwork SAL. And I was able to get that fixed up. I got the error corrected. However, I didn't even get the block finished. That was how nuts my week was. But that's okay. But it no longer is off count, so it's back where it needs to be. So Year of Blackwork is back on track. Now, if you guys are new here and you haven't heard about the Year of Blackwork SAL, there is a Facebook group by Peppermint Purple. If you just do a search for Peppermint Purple on Facebook, you will find them. I think they'll have you probably answer a couple of questions, and then they'll admit you into the group. And then every week, the nice people at Peppermint Purple create a Blackwork box every week. And so there's going to be 52 of them. And I am only down to block number 11. And I think this is week 37. I am way behind. Oh well. The nice thing about this is it is so easy to sit down and pick up, and you can print the chart out every week. And so even if I don't finish it by the end of the year, which is very, very likely that I won't have it done by the end of the year, I'll still have it all printed out and I can just work on it as I like. So that was the first piece that I needed to fix because I'd made a goof. The frog visited me. That was back on track. The other one where the frog visited me was Playing with Jacks by the Cricket Collection. I did not get there. That's on my list this week. I have got to get Playing with Jacks back on track. It's still in the exact same spot it was last week when I showed you, so I'm not pulling it out of the bag so we can rehash my error. But that's on my list of things that I definitely want to tackle this week, as I want to get Playing with Jacks back on track. Okay, the other thing that I worked on this week was my Autumn Alphabet by the Scarlet House. And I didn't quite get it finished. I got close. But that's okay. I still have fun stitching it, but that's how far I got. So I just have a few letters to fill in up there, and then it will be done. And as if you were here last week, you know that I talked about the horn book that this is going to get finished on. And in last week's show notes, I did link the Etsy shop that sells the horn book, and it is still available. So if you need it, it's available. And I'll just quickly flash you the cover of the chart. So I just have, what is that, 2, 4, I have 5 letters left to finish up Autumn Alphabet. I'm really hoping that this week I will be able to polish that off, because I want to finish. I totally want to finish on this guy. I'd love to have it up for the fall. I am having to make peace with the fact that even though fall doesn't start till the 21st of September, I'm starting to see fall things in stores. I'm starting to see pumpkin motifs on other people's Facebook stuff, and I'm starting just ever so slightly to feel the fall pull, and I want to get pumpkin-y things up in my house. So I want to get that done and finished on my horn book. We will see. That's plan number 2. Put Playing with Jacks back on track. Finish Autumn Alphabet. Which also leads me to the topic of finishes. I did not get anything FFO'd this week, but I did go and find a frame for my Plant Kindness piece, which I finished a few weeks ago. So I do have Plant Kindness, my spooky notes, because I bought the frame from Shepherd's Bush to finish. And if I get Autumn Alphabet finished, I'll have 3 things that I need to FFO for the fall season. So who knows? I might have a day where I don't stitch and I work on FFOs. But first I got to finish Autumn Alphabets, right? Yeah, let's not put the, what is that? The horse before the cart? No, the cart before the horse. Oh my gosh, you guys. It's been that week. Yeah. Okay, so the other thing that I did stitch on this week was my beloved Fresh Picked Pumpkins by Barbie Petal Pusher. And I know I've showed this chart before. I adore this chart. Adore it. So, let me show you. Oh my goodness. You guys, I have threads all over this. Excuse me. I finished that little bit, and I got working on that, and then the frog visited me again. So, on the chart, there's this yummy, let me just fold this, you don't have to see the whole thing, but there's this yummy yellow pumpkin, and I put this, you know, the stem in there, and I had it over 1. I had placed the first stitch 1 to the right, and I learned my lesson with trying to fudge things. Fudge Island and I are not friends. And so once I realized that I had this off by 1, I knew myself well enough to stop. I stopped, I pulled it all out, and then I've got things lined up. Here's my yellow pumpkin start. I've got things lined up in the right place so I can just get that going again. This piece, you guys, this is a joy to stitch on. Let me tell you, there are big blocks of color, and so if you can count, it goes pretty quickly. I just adore this piece. I think I've said this like 1,000 times before. I adore this piece. I love those big blocks of color. I think Barbie's color choices are fantastic. So I I'm not changing a thing. I'm not fudging anything. I'm doing exactly as it's charted on the pattern because it's perfect exactly the way it is. So my plan is to get this yellow pumpkin finished up this week. And then I'd also like to get that lantern, so the yellow pumpkin and lantern done. And the reason I really want to get those done is there's a little candle wick, excuse me, there that uses the same yellow that's from that pumpkin. So as long as I've got a needle threaded with that yellow, I'd like to just get all the yellow done on that pattern. So fresh picked pumpkin. So playing with jacks, autumn alphabet, fresh picked pumpkins. I think those were also in my my list of things to work on from last week. Now, you guys, I want to tell you all about FriendStitch. That was super fun. However, I'm like drawing this out. Spoiler alert, I am going to show you what was in my box and the kit. And that was the fourth thing that I stitched on this week, was one of the charts that was in the FriendStitch box. Now, there are folks that are signed up for FriendStitch session 2. They're going to get the exact same kit and projects. So if you are in that second group, I want you to look away, pause the video, and I will tell you when you can, look back up. So I don't want to spoil the surprise for anybody. So I'm going to pause my video really quick, and I'm going to go get my box, and I will show you what I got. Okay, I'll be back in half a second. Okay, I'm back. I have got my FriendStitch box here. Let's get into it, shall we? All right. You've had plenty of time. If you're in group 2, look away. I'm gonna crack the box, okay? All right. Now the fun thing is, even starting, there's a cute sticker on the box that says no peeking until September 12th, which was when FriendStitch was. So my wonderful son hid the box from me so that I couldn't peek, because he's convinced I would have peeked. I wouldn't. I like surprises. I love Christmas morning. I love not knowing what's in the boxes and pulling things apart. So here's our box. It has the wonderful FriendStitch logo. And then when you open it, there was this card down here that again says FriendStitch. And when you pull the card out, it says, "Let the magic begin." Pretty fun beginning, right? Now you turn the card over, and it lists everything that's in the box. Now, let's pull back our paper, and I'll see if I can hold everything up so it won't slide. I do have pictures, and I will insert the pictures of what it looked like when I opened it. Now, I've of course put everything back in here. When I opened it, it's full of all that crinkle paper, which was really fun. But this is what the interior of the box looks like. This is a journal. There is a ruler, and there's also a pencil. So let me put the box down, and I'll just break these things out one by one. All right, so here is our wonderful FriendStitch journal, and just lined paper, but super cute. I thought this would be kind of cute to be maybe a whip journal. I don't know, but I do the 24 hours of cross stitch, the Jen Lee planner. So who knows? There's also a ruler, the most wonderful time of the year with their cute little logo. There's also a cute pencil, again with their logo, FriendStitch. I liked those 3 items. Then there is this wonderful, I guess it could be a zipper pull, or you could put it on a scissor fob, you know, use it as a scissor fob. You could have it be jewelry on a thread drop. All sorts of wonderful things you could do with this. I haven't decided. And then again, with their cute little logo on the back. The other thing that is really nice is they included a little scrap of linen and a needle. And so if you didn't know how to do some of the stitches, or you wanted to practice on something, they give you a little piece so you could do a little practicing, which I thought was lovely. There were 4 candies. I will confess there's only 2 left. Then we also received a project bag, and again with the FriendStitch logo. And what you've been waiting for, the projects. So there are two different packages here. This one includes, oops, something just dinged, sorry. This one just includes the chart to make this tree, and the wool to make this adorable little cardinal. And let me pull this out really quick. And there's an ornament. And here's the ornament. Isn't that cute? And so the things in this this packet all use sulky threads. So we got all of these wonderful sulkies. I mean, full sulkies. You know, not just a little piece just to finish the project. We got the full bobbin. So that was super nice of them. And then, of course, the linen. And we got some buttons to finish. And we've got the finishing fabrics. Just a really, really nice collection of things. So that was from Heart in Hand. And then from Bent Creek, we got 2 patterns. Look at these. There's the first one, and I'm going to slide over so you can see the second one. And we've got some wooden buttons to add to the finished pieces. And I decided to start working on the Bent Creek chart while we were at FriendStitch, and so I decided to start stitching the one with the 3 trees and the little cardinals on the bottom. So I'll show you where I got to on that. All right, I've got, of course, you know, and me, I've got floss hanging off everything. So there, I got the border all the way across the top stitched, and I started working on the alphabet. And I just love it. And then here are all of our flosses. And once again, the gals were super generous. They gave us full hanks of each color, even if we only needed a little bit. And I just so appreciate that. But look at those colors. Aren't those gorgeous? I just love them. Love them, love them. So that was great. And then we got a nice big piece of linen. So there is enough linen here to, of course, stitch both charts. And you can separate them and frame them separately or make them pillows or whatever you want to do. Or if you want to, you've got plenty of room and you can stitch them together as a series. So I just thought that was super nice. The linen here is, it's a 32 count Zweigart Platinum. I'm reading the chart. So that's what came in our kit. Okay, if anybody was looking away, I'm done. That is the reveal on what came in our FriendStitch box, and I couldn't be happier with it. It was a fantastic retreat. There were quite a few video tutorials throughout the day, and it was fun just hearing the three gals talk about their journey from, you know, stitchers to designers, and I just thoroughly enjoyed it. I met some people through the chat box and made a few connections there. So all in all, the whole thing was absolutely worthwhile. I would say if you see a retreat come up by those gals, jump on it. Jump on it, jump on it, jump on it, because it was absolutely a good value for my dollars. All right, there's my spiel. All right, you guys, that is what I got up to. I have to admit, now that I've stitched something that's Christmas related, now I want to stitch all the Christmas things, but I'm holding myself in check because I did say in September I was going to work on fall and Halloween things. I'm still holding myself to that. I wanted to start Huckleberry Farm, but I'm glad I didn't, because now that I have started stitching my one of the projects in the FriendStitch box, I'm going to be wanting to finish that. So I did have a new start this week. I'm happy with what it is. It just wasn't what I thought it was going to be, which is fine, which is totally fine. To tell you that I have now had my 1 year FlossTube anniversary. I started my channel last year on September 11th. So in honor of my 1 year FlossTube anniversary, I am going to do something that I almost never do. I'm going to have a giveaway. So what am I giving away? I ended up with 2 copies of the 2020 Just Cross Stitch Christmas Ornament issue. So if you need a copy of that, leave me a comment in the comment section on this video. Tell me something about ornaments. Just leave a comment with the word ornament. You can tell me what ornament you'd like to stitch. Tell me you don't stitch ornaments. Just use ornament in your comment. Make sure you do all those things. Please be 18. Be a subscriber. I will probably give you 2 weeks to comment on this video, video 49, if you would like to be in my 1 year FlossTube anniversary giveaway. I appreciate you being here and supporting my channel. I so appreciate you all being here. All right, with that, I am going to let you go. I hope you have a fantastic week. Stitch happy, my friends. Okay, bye.